Josh Gordon. It's a name that's been said around these parts.
Who?
A little bit this
Who's
last
Josh
couple
Gordon?
weeks. Oh, you didn't hear the Patriots traded for him earlier this week? I'm Alex Barth. He's Evan Lazar from Gillette Stadium. We talked big picture with Gordon plenty. You know, how he fit in, how will Brady react, how quick can he learn the playbook. But given the game's just 2 days away now, Josh Gordon's first game with the Patriots, supposedly first game with the Patriots, and we'll see in a second here. But I want to get into just the expectations for him, the ceiling for him this week. And it starts with, is he active this week? We've seen a lot the Patriots bring a guy in and keep him inactive that first week. Is Josh Gordon an exception?
I'd be really surprised if he's not active, solely just because that gives the Detroit Lions another player to think about that they're going to have to game plan and kind of focus on in these coming days here before the matchup begins on Sunday night. And I just really think that he's one of those talents that, you know, a lot of people want to talk about learning the playbook. I asked Bill Belichick about it today. He said, you know, they're going to give Josh Gordon a segment of the playbook and kind of focus on the Detroit Lions this week and build on that day to day. But I think that the big thing is this is a guy that just transcends the playbook almost.
Right.
And you just kind of throw him out there. You give him 4 or 5 routes, go, post, corner, slant, whatever those 4 or 5 routes are. I'm probably thinking that those are going to be them. And you just see what he can do out there. I think that there is a scenario. Now, I don't want to overhype it too much, but there is a scenario where the Patriots are just like, this guy's too good to keep off the field.
You don't want another Malcolm Butler situation.
Right. This guy's just too good to keep off the field. The Detroit Lions do not have a great secondary. It doesn't look like Darius Slay is going to play, but even if he does, he's going to be banged up. So I think that there's going to be a situation where they kind of look at it and they're like, all right, we could play Philip Dorsett and Chris Hogan 75 snaps in this game and play Josh Gordon 10, or, you know, we can just kind of say, screw it. You know, Josh Gordon's a football player. Let's put him out there and see what he can do.
How worried are you about the hamstring?
I think a little bit worried. I think it was interesting that they wanted that 7th-round pick back really badly from Cleveland. And I almost wonder if some of that has to do with the fact that the hamstring, maybe in their physical that they did with Josh Gordon, came up to be not 100%.
Right.
And maybe they wanted that compensation to hammer that home. So I think that it's a little bit worrisome. But he did miss the game last week, obviously. Much to a big story in Cleveland. He did miss that game last week, so he's already sat out a game. And it sounds like if he has to play, or if the Patriots want him to play, then he's going to be able to play on Sunday.
How much, and you sort of touched on it in your first answer about the segment of the playbook, but what segment do you expect? What kind of routes, what kind of situations do you think we'll see him in?
I think that we're going to see him in a few drives here and there, right?
Okay.
Like, this is going to be a Josh Gordon drive where we're going to put in a package that we're going to call plays out of a personnel package that we know that Josh Gordon knows, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously, like Belichick said, he can't learn the whole playbook in just a few days. So there's going to be parts of the playbook, there are going to be plays called on Sunday night that Josh Gordon just doesn't know. So I think that there's going to have to be kind of okay, this is a Josh Gordon drive. This is a Josh Gordon situation where they put him in the game and know that they're going to call plays from a certain play sheet that he knows that's 20 to 25 plays that he's studied.
Do you think, though, they'll be able to? Do you think it's going to be him mostly as a deep threat coming over the middle? Will he be able to mix up his route tree? What are you expecting in terms of that?
I think that it's going to be a deep threat guy. I think that his goal in this game here is to take top off the defense and push some of the safety help back and kind of give some guys over the middle, Chris Hogan, Rob Gronkowski, the running backs, some space underneath to kind of work where they didn't have that against Jacksonville. So I think that this is going to be a situation where if he's open, Tom Brady's going to throw him the ball, but mainly he's going to be taking coverage with him.
And you just named a bunch of names, and obviously everybody gets helped when you put a player like Josh Gordon on the field, but give me one person specifically you think gets a boost with Josh Gordon out there.
Rob Gronkowski is clearly the guy that gets the biggest help here, because teams, if you look at that Jacksonville game plan, there's 2 or 3 guys focused on Gronk on every single play, whether it's double coverage or not. You can obviously have arguments of what is double coverage and what isn't double coverage, but the point of the matter is that they had a game plan that was solely focused on taking Rob Gronkowski out of the passing game, and they basically dared the rest of the Patriots playmakers to beat them, and they couldn't. So this is going to be a big thing for Rob Gronkowski going forward. Even if Josh Gordon isn't the guy that we saw in 2013 in Cleveland, just having his presence on the field alone is going to be big for for Gronk.
For the fantasy people, start him, sit him.
I think I sit him this week because I really want to see what his role is going to be and how much the Patriots are going to put on his plate going forward. I don't think that he's going to be able to play more than 20 or 25 snaps in this game. I think even that would be pushing a lot. So yeah, like he could have that 170-yard catch that we talked about a little bit yesterday or the day before that, and that could make him fantasy relevant this week. But I really think that if you have options that you can kind of play that are going to be guys that play closer to 100% of the snaps, and you got to go with those.
Hard to remember the last Patriots debut with this much anticipation, specifically mid-season. All eyes will be on number 10 Sunday night in Detroit.